Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning, Judge.
Morning.
Good morning, everybody.
There you go. Now that you got audio, I'll say good morning.
Heck, Andrew's got us live streaming already.
Got it.
Okay, so Andrew, the hour is exactly upon us, it looks like. Well, it's weird. My computer and my iPhone are 2 minutes apart. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Which one do I trust?
Trust the clock outside. It's the bell tolls.
That's right. That's right. Well, good morning, everyone. Why don't we go ahead and call our meeting to order? Let's see if we could let the minutes reflect, Jessica, that we have two commissioners present and one proxy present for a full board of commissioners. And we should, you have a copy of the minutes from our last meeting. Is there a motion to approve those minutes as presented?
I've reviewed those minutes and we'll make a motion to approve as presented.
Thank you. Motion's been made.
I'll second that, please.
Thank you, Gina. Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And hearing no opposed, the minutes are approved. And Scott, I'll just truck right on through your agenda and go to vendor approval workflow process update.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. Yes, this is just a verbal update to let you know that Jessica and Andrew and I are working on a workflow process that we're going to test with the city first. It's similar to what we're already doing with planning and zoning, where there are certain check boxes that have to be approved before a preliminary development plan will move forward. We are envisioning something like that for vendor approval as well. And just like the planning and zoning, there's lots of things other than the Revenue Commission on there, but this one that Andrew is working on and Jessica and I for the city is something that hopefully we can create a template that we can roll out that the county and the school board can perhaps use in something similar in the future as well. So just wanted to give a verbal update on that.
Good. Thank you. And how's your progress going with your construction project?
Well, today is the day that we're supposed to do the handoff, and it looks like that may happen. The final piece that the GC was doing was completed yesterday, and that was installing some new interior doors. We kind of ran into a little bit of a snag there. The hardware with the existing doors was kind of unusual, and it was researched and determined that to replace those mortises and locks would be $649 a piece. So the vendor came up with a much more cost-effective solution for us. So that's been done, and the only thing that we're waiting on is the building inspector to come back today. It might be tomorrow. We're hoping it's today, and give the final approval for certificate of occupancy, and then we will move forward with closing this office down next week and moving into the new space.
Boy, that couldn't be a more exciting time, Scott, than moving into new digs that are designed for what you and your staff actually do.
It is. We're all very excited. You know, it's been a rough last year plus for all of us. So we're kind of looking at this as our reward for enduring all that, as we're going to be able to begin 2021, at least in May, starting in May, with some new space that, like you say, Mayor, is designed for our workflow and how we operate. And it's just going to do wonders for morale as well.
Good. Did you, I'm sure by this point, Scott, they've resolved all of your security contractor issues to your satisfaction?
Yes, sir. I was actually there a couple of weeks ago when that vendor finished up the process. I was actually there when the electrical inspector, Scott County electrical inspector, came there and reviewed it and gave his final approval. So that's all behind us and working. I can see the CCTV cameras from my laptop and my iPhone. The alarm system, everything's been tested. I've been using my badge on the mag locks, and that all works well. So it's unfortunate that it happened the way it did, but the end result is very positive.
Good. Andrew, when I look at the systems that Judge Covington has put in place,
I think you spoke to this man earlier. He's
Yes.
here. Would you take a look at it?
uh, I know, Judge, you went through a real upgrade to your security system, and you can pull up images from all around the courthouse. And I think we're working on something similar to that, Andrew, or eventually.
I mean, we more or less got that now.
I don't have, I can't see it on my phone like Judge Covington can.
Yeah, well, we have that. We can, like, if somebody comes to the front door, I can open up my phone and get out the camera app and see who's there and then unlock the door. And it's only here at City Hall. But yeah, absolutely.
Mayor, we installed new cameras called Verkada, and I can pull it up from my phone, which is nice. And we've got one camera trained on the front door of City Hall.
We
Just
need
as a-
that help.
Just as a partnership.
Yeah, because we've had big rocks thrown through that front door
I
before.
wasn't going to say that.
I'll just say it for you, Judge. Thank you.
If we have Ernest T. Bass show up on our camera, we'll know who to go after.
Okay. Well, Scott, that's good news. We look forward to visiting you all in your new digs. That'll be fun. Will your conference room be large enough for your for this commission to meet there, Scott?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Looking forward to the first one of those.
Yes, we sure do. Then item 6, Scott, looks like we've got a refund to discuss.
Yes, we have, hang on a second here. This one's pretty cut and dried. It's a $15,000 refund, 6,000 city, 6,000 county, 3,000 school board. It's a simple matter of the taxpayers' estimated payments of this $15,000 exceeded their actual tax liability. They had a net loss of $4.2 million for the year. It's a fiscal year that ends on March 31st, 2020. So it's not a full 2020 calendar year. We've completed our audit review and we recommend that the refund be approved and released.
Thank you.
I make the motion to approve the net profit refund as requested.
Thank you, Judge.
I'll second that, please.
Thank you, Gina. Motion's been made and seconded. If there are no questions for Scott and Jessica, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Great. That's done, Scott. And then general discussion. Of course, again, your update is always helpful in that regard. But anything that I know we've all got things to do this morning, Scott, but I'm not going to rush through one of these meetings when you've got data and information to share with us.
Well, thank you, Mayor. Yes, this is pretty much what we have every month. I do want to point out one thing here, the February KJRA reimbursement summary. It says it was attached. That is not true. I had some technical difficulties last week before I got that attached, but this is the final one for this fiscal year for this employer where there were no payments made. So just wanted to share that report with you. Nothing new there. Every year seems to wind up this way where they reach the cap in January. Therefore, there are no payments in February, March. So I did want to point that out. I do want to point out that the March collection numbers were down 6.5% overall. And then you can see the city, county, and school board breakdowns. I went back and looked at the data, and this is actually not surprising when you go back and look at March 2020. And I think we had this discussion at the time, either April or May of last year when we started meeting again, that outside of the public health issues related to COVID, it was a real shame that the timing of this, because fiscal year 2020 was shaping up to be an amazing collection year for us. In March of 2020, our collections for the month were 3.6 million compared to March 2019, which is 3.1 million. So that 1 month alone was up over $458,000. So the first 3 quarters of fiscal year 2020 were shaping up to be pretty amazing. Of course, then we all know what happened after that. So we are down, but I can tell you also a little preview of April is it looks like we're going to be up, which again is not a surprise because people didn't have to file their net profit returns in April of last year. They had until July 15th. So it looks like the May 17th deadline has not had much of an impact. A lot of what we would normally have gotten in April, it looks like people went ahead and filed. We've still had heavy mail for April like we normally do. So it's looking like April is going to bounce back strong. But again, that's just due to the year-over-year comparisons are not very accurate based on what was going on this time last year. So
Yeah, certainly not a normal time frame.
no.
Got you mentioned it, and I was going to make the same comment that first deposit that I think it was last week was Michelle had mentioned was very strong. So
yes,
that's good news.
Yeah, it is very strong. So, and I think we'll see probably a little bit stronger May as well because there will be some people that will take advantage of the extra 32 days. But the problem is the IRS made the announcement late. It was a little bit confusing about who could take advantage of it. So I think a lot of people just went on and filed April 15th. We may see a little bit of a boost in May as well, but it is a very strong May so far, or April so far. Then we'll go to the other part here, another strong month with new businesses, 115 opened in March, 70 closed. That puts us for the first quarter of 2021 at 78 average new businesses per month and 32 closed. And then if you look up here year over year, we're ahead of where we were last year this time with new businesses opening. And keep in mind, we ended 2020 with 922 new businesses registering with the Revenue Commission. So we're already in the first quarter beating that. And you can also see the number of closed businesses is significantly lower in the first quarter of 2021 compared to last year. So both good news in both areas.
Yeah, those are kind of macro indicators, Scott, but they've got to mean something. They just got to be good news.
Yes, and a lot of our compliance efforts are geared towards that, to getting people registered. A lot of the things we're talking about, like the vendor approval process, the things that we're doing with, we've had 2 of them just in the last 24 hours with the planning and zoning on the preliminary development. If you get folks on track on the front end, it saves a lot of compliance efforts on the back end that can be expensive for us and the taxpayer. So those are the only things I wanted to point out, unless anybody has any other questions about the updates requiring no action.
Scott, it's good news that we continue to integrate all of our different systems to assist with compliance for all of our departments. And stirring you all in and us learning how to do it and then stirring the county in has only got to help with this net we're trying to build.
Absolutely. And it'll let folks know that we're serious. And I believe word is already getting out. That's why we're seeing some of these gains.
Good. Any questions for Scott or Jessica about the commissioner's updates? Thank you, Scott.
You're welcome. The last item here is just to let you know that COLA, our state tax association, is moving forward with an in-person spring seminar. It'll be the 26th of May, which is also our Commissioner's Day. They are going to have a remote option, and we're going to take advantage of that. We will not be traveling there. There's no cost associated with this. Even if we did travel, we take our fleet vehicle, maybe a little mileage if we need a second vehicle. But we've opted to do it, continue to have our meeting as is normally scheduled, because the 2 morning sessions, we'll miss one, but it's not consequential. We can do that. And then what we'd like to do, since we'll be in our new space, is just to log on and do that remotely from our new conference room. So I just wanted to let you know that would be happening. We may close. We'll see what the final agenda is going to be. But if we're all going to participate, we'll probably need to close for at least half the day for the afternoon after lunch for everybody to come in and participate in whatever sessions. And I think there are some important ones that we're talking about for the afternoon that would be beneficial for our staff. So just kind of a heads up there that's the plan. But because we have decided to meet remotely for this spring seminar, we will continue to have our next special call meeting on the 26th at 10 a.m. as we normally would.
Good. A lot of things are changing quickly right now, Scott, but it seems like it's probably a good decision to do that one virtually, and then maybe by next year we can be back to a more normal routine.
Right, and the fall conference is supposed to be in Louisville, so we'll be keeping a close eye on that too, to kind of take the temperature. Our initial surveys that have gone out indicate that the majority of our members do want to do something in person. Obviously, there are some. It's about 75-25 right now that would rather, they either cannot because they don't have the budget to travel, or they would prefer to do virtual. So we'll see how the fall shakes out. That will be somewhere in Louisville, but we'll keep a close eye on that.
Okay, just for an update community-wise, Scott, the council has approved the permit application for a 4th of July parade. So we are going to have the parade.
Horsey 100 is happening too, isn't it?
Horsey 100 is going to happen. They're going to change their venue away from the college where people were so cramped and actually go to the county park, go to Brookings Park, where they can socially distance a lot better. So excited to bring them back in. Later this morning, we were supposed to celebrate our 30th anniversary of our sister city relationship last year. We had to shelve that, hoping we could travel this year and celebrate. But what we've now decided to do is we're going to have a virtual 30th anniversary a year late. And we're preparing a video from our community to theirs, and they're preparing a video. And so we're all making do as best we can as we kind of hopefully come to the end of this experience.
That's great. I think any steps toward normalcy, I think will be well received by everyone.
Yes, sir. So Scott, it looks like you've completed our agenda in good order here. Let's see, Gina, any questions that you have today?
No, I think I'm good. Thank you.
Good. Judge, you okay today?
I'm excited for the staff to be able to make that transition to a new site. And I just think there's no substitute for happiness and being in a new efficient workspace that's nice and makes everybody happier. And I think the Revenue Commission will see the benefit of that as well. So excited for you all.
Thank you, Judge. Never underestimate the power of Windows.
Yeah. No. You don't know like just imagine assigning classrooms to 100 teachers and the navigating that they make to get a window.
I understand that all too well. Yes.
That's
Okay.
the truth.
Well, folks, if there's nothing else to come before the commission this morning, thank you all very much. Jessica, Scott, thank you for getting us ready for this, and Mr. Hartley. And if I don't see you all before, I look forward to being with you on May 26th.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to
Motion to adjourn. Thank you, Judge.
Second.
Thank you, Gina.